All right, so today's task is starting with this duck coop. I'm gonna have to scoop out all of the extra poop in there, and we're gonna put that in either the garden or the worm compost bin, not sure yet. And then I gotta fix the greenhouse door and hopefully get some wood chopped. We gotta get all these limbs that are hanging above the chicken coops. We gotta get all those trimmed up and cut off so they don't mess up the netting, so we don't have aerial predators. So happy Sunday. Moody. Well, I was gonna go hunting today, but I got kind of lazy, so I decided not to. I have a Boston butt, which is a pork shoulder that I'm gonna cook first today because I want some pork meat. So I decided and opted to do that instead. I'm gonna throw my pork butt on, which is seasoned right now, and it's getting room temperature, so it'll cook nice and evenly, and I'll have some nice pulled pork by the end of the day. So that's what I'm basically doing today. Also planning on doing some woodwork. I've got a lot of tree stuff to cut up. It's nice and cold outside, which makes me want to cut wood for some reason, so that's what I'm gonna work on. Also feeding the animals. So we moved the sheep the other day, and we also moved the pigs, so everyone's moved to new spots. They got new grass, new land, and are happy, fat and happy like me. We're planning on taking Ashton to do some stuff today and then get back home to do some more work. I still got to finish Harmony's greenhouse. I put a new latch on it, but I also need to add some other protection from the elements because there's a couple little cracks in the doorway. Good morning, little sheepy sheeps. Hey, Martha. Well, back out at it again on my last day off until Thanksgiving. Gotta work Wednesday, but got one more day off, so I'm gonna try to get some more stuff done around the farm and get some of these animals fed and watered this morning. Piggies are looking good. Had to ditch the Carhartt jacket. Getting a little bit warm out here walking around. So the sheep's doing good. Doing well today. I'm pretty impressed at how they have definitely been a huge asset to clearing land and eating grass and just good, wholesome creatures. They've been a really good addition here on the homestead. So our plan is, well, first of all, we're hoping that they're pregnant. I think Martha's pregnant. I'm not sure. I think I just heard a deer run through the woods. I really should be deer hunting right now, but I'm lazy. As you can see, they love the grass. This is baby girl. We hadn't come up with a name for her yet, so we gotta work on that. There's Mary. And woo, sorry about that. Martha and Blackfoot. And so we think Martha's pregnant or she's just really chunky. We're not really sure. But she had a miscarriage right before Miriam had her babies. But I think she might be pregnant again, not sure. What's up, Blackfoot? What's up, buddy boy? Are you being good today? Are you being a good boy? Blackfoot's our man. He's a good dude. So far, he's not real aggressive. I hope he doesn't get that way. I ain't trying to get bucked. I ain't trying to get crammed. Again, the idea is for them to fertilize, regenerate all this grass. So we own up to that ridge line right there. That's my dirty fingernail. And all the way where that green tree is, and all the way back to the woods. So we got a fair chunk of land here, and that's the back side. And then there's the tree, and then all the way up to that building, and then that's my grandmother's house. So we own all that, so it's plenty of land for them. We're trying to consider, or we are considering, getting another sheep. So we're not really sure when that'll be, but we're trying to have more sheep. We'll walk over here and just kind of show you what they did to the other side. We probably left them there a little too long, but they worked it out pretty good. And yeah, the next thing is we're gonna need to move them to another paddock pretty soon, because we don't want them to overgraze in the wintertime. So here's a comparison. This is what it looks like right now. It looks kind of dead because it's cold this morning. There's some green grass in there. And this is where they were. So you can see the line where they were, outlined all the way to the edge here and back. So you can see the difference. So by reseeding and them fertilizing, we're hoping that that will encourage soil health and grass growth so that they can continue to forage out here without us having to really supplement their feed. Right now we're supplementing with some grain, but not a whole lot, just enough to get their bellies full in the mornings or at night, and giving them lots of water and love and attention. Babies! Hey babies! So we just moved in the other day onto, woo, easy now. Electric fence is working. So you can see some of these little piggies are chunky and some of them are still kind of scrawny. So that's just the mix and breed. What's up, Scarlet? But yeah, they're doing really good. Recovering nicely from the little snip that we had to do last weekend. So with pigs, if you have boys, unless you're planning on breeding them or selling them for breeding stock, you have to castrate them, which means they can't have babies anymore. But the reason that we have to do that is because there's something called boar taint, whatever. And it basically means that the meat's gonna taste funky. So if you don't do that to the boy pigs and you try to eat them, it doesn't taste really good. So that's another reason. Also, we're not trying to have 20,000 piglets running around here either, or getting out and getting into the woods and becoming feral or wild. Homer, how you doing, bud? Homer is just a chunk as well. He's such a good pig. You're a good pig, homie. I'm proud of you. I'll be up here with some food and water later. So I gave them all some hay, even though that's our food. I wanted them to stay warm, so you see they dug this little tunnel. And the baby boy pigs over here, same thing. They need to move probably today as well, because they're already filling up their space really good. So most likely they have a couple more months here on the farm until they go to freezer camp. They're still a little bit small, still a little bit young, but it's time. And we're gonna try to raise 4 pigs, I believe, for next year's meat surplus. And there's another pumpkin left over from the fall harvest. But what's really cool is this year we had 2 or 3 butternut squash plants, and I think spaghetti squash plants to grow out here in the field. And that was because we had the pigs out here last year, and they had vegetables, and I guess they pooped it out, and then it got fertilized and grew into a plant. So we had probably about 15 to 18 fruits from that we could feed to the pigs, and we ate some of them as well, the acorn squash. So that's like free food, and we didn't even do nothing. We didn't do anything but feed our animals. That's kind of cool. We didn't have to plant the garden, we didn't have to water the garden. So we're planning on doing that more this year and having more vegetables and plants growing out here randomly, like pumpkins and whatnot.